release candidate to gather feedback, to see if people were happy with the API. There were a couple of suggestions, and we also had some ideas of our own, so we did a bunch of refactorings to make the API clearer. And we did a stable 1.0.0 stable release of our crates. And also in the meantime, there was a denial of service vulnerability disclosed by Trail of Bits in the leakage process, not in the signing process. This impacted not only Frost, but several other threshold signature schemes. They were very helpful. They provided a test case to show that our code was vulnerable, and the fix was very simple, and the fix is already included in the stable release. Last year we presented a demo that showed how to sign Zcash transaction using Frost. But the way the demo worked, you had to copy pasting between coordinator participants. So since then we worked on adding online communication to make things easier. So the phase 1 of this process, we used the coordinator as a server and used raw socket communication between it and the clients. And then phase 2, we chose to decouple the server from the coordinator. So now there's a separate server, which is a HTTP server that both coordinator and participants connect to. The reason for this is that people are usually behind firewall and ATs, and that makes it difficult for people to connect to each other over the internet, and this server helps with that. And ideally, we're still working on the server, but ideally the server won't be able to see the messages as they're coming through. It just helps sending messages back and forth. So the architecture of the demo as it currently stands, it works like this. We use YWallet because YWallet supports like cold storage mode, where you can create a wallet with just a viewing key, and then when you create a transaction, it actually creates a transaction plan which you can sign elsewhere, import it to YWallet, and broadcast to the blockchain. So instead of using the cold wallet signer from YWallet, we use Frost to sign the transaction. So the coordinator CLI will read the transaction plan, connect to the Frost server, and the participants will connect to it too. They will all run the Frost protocol, and the output of this will be a signed transaction, which you can import into YWallet and broadcast. So back to Natalie.
Okay, so what's next? These are the things that we're currently working on. So the first thing is we're going to expand the Frost server so it can use to integrate Frost with wallets, and things we still have to do. So Conrado's already mentioned some things, and we also need user registration and other production level features. We also need encrypted and authenticated communication channels, pretty important, and client libraries. We're also working on refresh shares functionality. So the advantage of this is what you can do is you can actually remove a signer. So if you imagine that one of the shares was leaked, you're able to remove that. Also, if you're in an organization and then someone leaves, then you don't want them to still have access to, or still be able to sign transactions, but you're able to keep the same group public key, so you keep the same address, which is obviously great.
So how do we actually deploy Frost for Zcash? The hard thing is that there's no obvious way to do it. There are many possible options. Our suggestion is to use our Frost server. Of course, we still have to do some work on it, but when it's ready, we can use it. You can deploy the server like we have multiple Light Wallet D servers. We could have multiple Frost servers, or maybe we could even ship them together. And using this server, one of or more of the Zcash wallets could add Frost support by using it. The main thing you need is like having something similar to YWallet, where you can create an account with just a full viewing key. It allows you to export the transaction plan and import a signed transaction. We talked about this in more detail in last year's presentation. You can check it for more details. We talk about how do they work, what are the challenges, how the user interface work, and so on. And if you do that, we would enable that right side scenario that we showed of a shared wallet for an organization. But of course, even if you're a single person wants to use it, you could, if you have more than one device, you can also use this functionality. And we are open to collaboration, so if you're working on a Zcash wallet and you're interested in this, reach out to us in your GitHub or in Discord, so we can work together to actually deploy Frost. So another thing that's going on is the zip. So it's a Zcash improvement proposal that specifies how Frost is used with Zcash, because it's not super obvious. There are some things that I need to decide. So these are all written down in the zip. It's currently under review. Mostly the review has been just textual changes, make it clearer. What is described in the process of using Frost Zcash, I think it's basically done, and feedback is welcome. So if you have any feedback, you can post it on the zips GitHub. So now it's demo time. So the way this demo works is that we have here multiple terminals, right? Everything for now is just on the command line, but maybe in the future we have an interface for this. So I will have 4 windows open. This first one will run the signing tool. It's just a tool that helps you interact with transactions. This here will be the Frost server. This here will be the coordinator, and these 2 will be 2 participants. So the first step is actually in my wallet. So I already created a Frost wallet here, but just to explain how I did it, in the signing tool I showed you, it allows you to create a Frost wallet. We'll import a group public key from a previously Frost wallet that you created. There's another tool to do trusted keychain or distributed keychain. So this tool will output you a unified full viewing key. And if you want to import that, you just go here and paste. I have a full viewing key just to show you how it looks like. You would paste the viewing key here and click import, and you will create this wallet that I already created before. I did this before because I had to send funds to it, wait for confirmation, so this is why I'm not doing it live. But after this process, you have your Frost wallet. But this, since it was created only with a viewing key, I can even show you this. See, there's no seed phrase, right? There's no secret material here. There's just a viewing key. So now let's create a transaction. So to test it, like last year, I'm going to make a post to Zcash pages, which is basically a messaging board powered by Zcash. So let's click here to create a transaction. This is Zcash pages address. I need to choose a specific amount, which is .001 Zcash, and a message. So live from ZconV, powered by Frost. So let's post that. I'll just click here. It will show me the summary of transaction, how much has been spent, what's the fee. And if I click here, usually it will send a transaction, but since it's a full viewing key account, I can just save the transaction plan to a file. So I save this to the JSON file, and that's it. So let's go back to the demo. We can use the signing tool. So I'm inputting the transaction plan.